Hello. Okay, I'm making this video to help you prepare for the Star Wars Night competition that is taking part in 5 days' time. So, for those of you who are really interested in this saga and would like to do really well on the night, here are some questions that you will be required to answer. So first of all, quite an obvious one. You will be expected to know the titles of all the episodes from episode 1 to episode 7, and you will also be required to know in which order they actually appeared in the cinemas. Well, it's commonly known that episode 1 actually came out as the 4th one, while the first one to hit the cinema screens in 1977, when I was exactly 3 years old, was episode 4. Okay, it's a little bit complicated, but I'm sure you know all about it, and if you don't, you'll still have enough time to look it up in Wikipedia, for example, or Wikipedia, which is a lovely resource for the fans of Star Wars. Also, I will want you to know the names of some of the basic and maybe a little less known characters, as well as to know different types of spaceships that appeared in the films, and for example different types of troopers, stormtroopers, that are quite iconic and quite typical of those films. So, okay, I'm just gonna show you some of the models I have gathered. They don't belong to me, most of them. They are my son's, Wojtek's, who is also a big fan of the saga and a huge collector of Lego blocks, Lego bricks, right? So most of these models that you will see are Legos, okay? So, let's go. Yeah, so some really basic characters, such as Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Chewbacca, right, Princess Leia, here in the episode 7 version, right, Poe Dameron, that's actually quite a new character from episode 7, Boba Fett, okay, the bounty hunter, right, Emperor Palpatine, Rey from episode 7, as well as, well, wait for him, that's Jar Jar Binks, probably the most hated character among those that appeared in the films. Right, now we've got some slightly less known characters. Admiral Akbar, right, Tusken Raider, right, I'm not sure if you can see some details of his face. A fearsome beast called Akli of Vendaxa, right, Sebulba, and General Grievous. We've also got a bigger model of that droid general, right. When it comes to stormtroopers, oh right, this one has turned over a bit. Here's an AT-AT pilot's trooper, clone trooper from the War of Clones era, right, First Order artillery trooper from episode 7, First Order stormtrooper, TIE fighter pilot, First Order snowtrooper, yeah, I think I've already shown him, and also snowtrooper from the Battle of Hoth, right, here comes the guy. Right, now there'll also be some really iconic droids such as R2-D2, BB-8. Okay, this one is slightly less iconic, it's called R2-Q5, it's an Empire astromechanical droid, and a droid belonging to a character named Plo Koon called R7-D4. Now, there are the battle droids, the B1 battle droid, and the B2 super droid, okay, as well as the probe droid as seen in The Empire Strikes Back, episode 5, and something called the vulture droid. Okay, when it comes to some ships that appeared in the saga, well, let's start here. That's a speeder used in Naboo, the ever-present X-Wing starfighter, got a bigger version, right, this one is from episode 7. Okay, the MTT droids transporter, a slightly small model of a Vader's TIE fighter, as well as another similar one. Note the differences. This one is called the TIE bomber. Right, there's the iconic Millennium Falcon, land speeder used by Luke in the original film. Okay, and the T-47 snow speeder. They looked a little bit like that. Oh, this is a bigger version, right? And the really small version of the Imperial class Star Destroyer. Okay, slave one used by the bounty hunter. Oh, here's my dog. A sound crawler. They were used by Jawas, that race of small people that bought and sold droids. Okay, the really tiny version of an AT-AT walker, a walking machine from, for example, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Okay, well, here's my dog. I'll just let her out of the room. She'll be quieter out there. Okay, yeah, lovely, lovely. So we can come back to what we were talking about. The most popular version of the TIE fighter, the so-called advanced type prototype. There's Ray Speeder from Episode 7. If you want a bigger version of it, here you are. Okay, lovely. There's the AAT battle tank from Episode 1. They looked a bit like that, if you're looking again for a bigger version. And finally, there's the N1 Naboo Royal Starfighter. One that was used by little Anakin Skywalker to defeat his opponents, right? I've also got something like that. Model makers call them dioramas. So I just recreated some of the scenes from the saga. This one actually belongs to me, so you can see what kind of fanatic of a Star Wars I am. Yeah, so just remember those scenes. I hope you know from which episodes they come, because you will be required to know a few things about those scenes, alright? Okay, and finally, I just want to say that there might be some slightly less predictable questions as well, but that would be telling, right? I'm not telling you now, okay? I want you to have some surprise, okay? Maybe just one more secret, right? I will ask you about some really popular quotations from some of the main characters, such as Yoda, for example, or Han Solo, right? And this guy, he only ever said one thing that most Star Wars fans remember, and I want you to know what it is, right? So best of luck on the day of the competition, and I hope you'll prove you know as much about the saga as I do, right? Okay? May the Force be with you.